Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel with my husband.
Hi, buddy.
For the topic today about is monthly budget.
Monthly budget. That's a great video.
Yes.
I think that, every 6 months I've been trying to do every 6 months on my little channel,
Yes.
a monthly budget video. Because people express so much interest in the cost of living over here and can they afford it. So if we tell them what we spend, that gives them at least a little benchmark as they see how we live and all that. So our monthly budget for the first 4 years that we were together, I would say,
Yes.
was $1,500 a month. That was inclusive of everything: rent, gas, food, nightlife, this life, that life, phones, internet, power, whatever it costs to get through the month. $1,500 would tote the note. And then about 2 years ago, it kicked up to $2,000. That was simply due to inflation. Our rent didn't go up. We've been in the same house now, 4 years, I think?
Yeah.
So 3 or 4 years we've been here.
Since the COVID.
Yes, since COVID.
Yes.
So, what is that, 3 years ago? I don't remember. Doesn't matter. Our rent hasn't gone up. Our landlords never raised the rent. But there's been a lot of external things that's going on that has taken our budget and blown it way off course for the last 5 or 6 months. I would say by about $10,000. So let's go through those things and what were they and were they necessary and why did we get so far off course and are we going to get back on course? The one thing I will say is that the entire time her and I have been together, we've stuck to our budget. It's been fairly simple to do because it's a cash society. I mentioned in another video of yours that I used a credit card for the first time in 5 years, except to buy plane tickets, to go out and purchase products. And I'll get back to that in just a second. But when you're spending cash, it makes you a lot more cognizant of how much money you have left for the month. If you just do a little math every day and subtract it. One thing that I suggested in one of my videos, and I'll run by that real quick and then we'll get into why we spent so much money, is if we'll use simple math. You get your check, or I get my check, and what you can do is you get X amount of pesos, and you put X amount of pesos in an envelope for the rent.
Yeah.
So you got that set aside. You put X amount of pesos in for maybe your fixed bills like internet and power, and you know approximately how much that's going to be. You can just throw all that in that same envelope with the rent, and then this is what you got left over. If you've got this for food, you've got this for entertainment, and all that happy stuff. So we'll use a real simple calculation. Now we're going to take, what did we spend the other day to get a month's worth of food is RMO.
Yeah, just yesterday.
We just went yesterday.
Yeah.
And we spent 16,000 pesos, and that's about $300, and we stocked up the house. So we're good. We have a month's worth of food for her and for me. Will there be side trips to 7-Eleven for milk and bread? Sure. But for the most part, if there was a catastrophe and we had to stay home for a month, we're not gonna go hungry. And then the rest is what you have, which is what I kind of call fool around money. And if you just say there's 30 days left and you've got 30,000 pesos, again, easy math, you can really just take 1,000 pesos a day every day you leave the house. And once you've spent that, your day's over with. So if your day includes going out to eat, then you're going to need to make sure that you stay
For the coffee.
or for a snack or for anything. 1,000 pesos, and you're done. That's it. It's over with. The next day, you may have to fill up the motorbike with gas, and so you're not going to eat out. You're going to eat at home.
Yes.
But you can't afford to go out and have a mango shake and a cup of coffee with some friends, and that's that. Day 3, you might leave the house with 1,000 pesos or mentally with 1,000 pesos and only spend 300. because it was just a short day, or you spent the day at home. Now, the next day, you've got 1,700 pesos because you got the 7 from the day before and 1,000 for now. So now you can go live high on the hog on Wednesday. Okay. So that was my little system. And it wasn't like I literally put 1,000 in my wallet, but mentally I understood that if I exceeded that, I was going to have to cut back at some point in time. All right, so what happened this last 6 months that kind of hit us like a freight train? And we had to spend at least $1,000 a month, sometimes more. So over 6 months, I'm going to say it was 10 grand. This is in no particular order. A year ago, we bought some land from May, and we're getting the title straightened out on that with our friend JR, and that's cool. There is, when you buy land out here, you need to take the price of the land and add 10% to that, because that is what anyone is going to pay for what's called, I call it at least, I'm sure there's a more technical term, a transfer tax. And it's the big one. It's not the property tax. The property tax was 105 pesos. But this is to take it from that name to this name and changing it from agricultural to residential and all this other stuff. $4,000. Okay? 200,000 pesos. I gave to JR.
Yes.
And I said, here, you just he's going to distribute it to 3 different entities. So there's 4K right off the bat, and that's on her property. Speaking of her property, we put a fence up. So that was about $1,000, round numbers. Again,
Yes.
we're up to 5. And then on her property, we bought a kubo.
Yes. And we have people comment, oh, finally your house is done for,
Yeah.
for building.
Yeah, that's it. We're going to live in the kubo. So $500 there. So where are we at? 5,500. I had surgery on my eyes and surgery on my face to get rid of the festoons, and a trip to Cebu to do all that. And I think, trying to remember what the hell I paid. I want to say it was about $2,500 for the whole enchilada, for the whole thing, the eyes, the cataracts, the surgery, the trip.
Yes.
And so where were we at? 25?
And then you buy the microphone?
Well, hold on a second. You're getting me ahead of myself here.
Excited.
We're at 5,500. Now we got 25. 55, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And then we just got back from Cebu, where we went up to get her some medication.
Yeah.
And we bought the microphones that we're using now, our new DJI. Let's hope this comes out clear. Let us know if it is or it isn't. And that was a quick Jeezel. So that was $900. And that was $9,000. So no, it wasn't 10, it was 9. That's how much we went over budget in 6 months. So dual-edged sword on that. Number one, everything that we did with far as her land goes, I consider that more of an investment than a liability. So the money that we're putting into it wasn't come as a surprise. It wasn't a shock. It wasn't some sort of thing that came out of left field. We knew it was coming, and we knew we were going to be doing it. The fortunate thing is that for all the time that we have been together, we have been squirreling away money like pack rats and just staying on our little budget. We have not taken, except for once when we went to Thailand, 3 years ago, did we go on what you might call an extravagant kind of trip. The trip to Cebu that we recently went on was certainly not extravagant. We just spent a lot of money. I bought some clothes because I couldn't find anything that fit me here. And there was a store there that has the right sizes and shapes and all that kind of stuff. This shirt, for example, real lightweight, real more comfortable, a lot, breathes real good. I can't find that stuff here. Pricey. The microphones, pricey.
Yes.
The hotel was a little pricey. The buffet was a little pricey. But we got out and out for 3 days, and it was more of a working holiday. And the airline tickets and all that good stuff. So that's kind of the long and the short of it. The good news is that for 5-6 years, if you're just we're mentally forgetting about money that we have, and we're just putting it away. Her YouTube income whatever, and it varies. It can go up, it can go down. Some guys, good months, sometimes are crappy months.
Yes.
Same with me. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's just awful. It's the way it goes. I always just save that money. I literally live off my Social Security check, and I don't eat up all of that. My Social Security, I'll just be transparent with you. I receive a check after the motorcycle going by.
Very nice.
I'm sure the mic picked that up. Okay, so the motorcycle's gone. $2,233 is what I net after they take out my Medicare. So if we're living on $2,000, that's $233 right there. That's just not getting spent, in addition to our income from YouTube.
Yes.
And you do that for 5 years, and we are able to go ahead and spend that $9,000. Didn't like doing it, didn't want to do it, but it's something that's a one-shot deal. It's a one-trick pony. So every 2 years, I go out and buy clothes. Okay, that's over with. Okay, hopefully these microphones will last us for the next 3 or 4 years, and it's interchangeable between my phone and her phone.
Yes.
Because she has an iPhone, I have an Android. And what else? Well, the fence is the fence. It's not going anywhere. The Kubo is the Kubo. We're going to keep that puppy.
Yes.
And I guess the word that I'm trying to put out here is the heavy lifting is done. And I'm just grateful that we have been frugal. I don't like to say cheap because I think we're fairly generous when it comes to the community and friends and helping here and there with people. So that's kind of the long and the short of it. We live out here. Our budget is $2,000, and that's in it's a 3-bedroom house, but it's more like a 2-bedroom house because the rooms are so small.
Yes.
Oh, I know where I mixed up. I know where I didn't get the $10,000. I am $10,000. I bought a generator.
Yes.
That's right. I
Yeah.
forgot. It's sitting on the side of the house. I had figured $10,000. So it's $9,700 that we went. I bought a generator from a friend of mine who came here to the Philippines. And these are the guys you want to buy stuff from. Came out, he bought everything under the sun. He moved out here, lock, stock, and barrel with his wife. Got the houses. He kept getting dissatisfied or had a problem with the places he was renting. He bought some land. The land, he's finding out, may or may not have been such a good idea. I don't know. I didn't get into the details with him. So that was a pretty big whack. And then he bought sofas, car, bikes, big stuff, a great big generator. And he spent $1,400 for the generator. And he said, I'm selling everything at half price. Now this generator that'll get us through all the brownouts and all that kind of stuff is overkill.
Again.
Another motorcycle. The Hells Angels are in town today. Jeez, Easy Riders going up and down the street here. Okay, so he was selling bikes half price. He was selling couches, lazy boys. And it got snapped up by everybody. The only thing I took was the generator because I said, you know what, for once, when we have these all-day brownouts
Yes.
or even just intermittent brownouts, it will save us so much energy and time. And there's been a number of times where we've gone or I've gone to do a video, and it could have just happened today. It could have happened right this minute that the lights just go off. And that's just how it goes. And it'll go off for 30 minutes because whatever blows up down the street, or a wire falls off, or a tree knocks into a pole, or car crashes into one, and boom, there goes the lights. Well, this puppy will flip right back on and keep the fans, TV.
Yes.
We rarely use the air conditioner, but if we did, it would run that. And more importantly, it would run our internet. So we can just keep on keeping on as far as doing and uploading videos. Because there's been a number of times where we've been stalled by an entire day, right in the middle of uploading it, and boom, out goes the lights, and it's too late. You know, you don't want to launch your video at 3 o'clock in the morning. So
Yes.
that's the way that goes. That's our budget, I
Yes.
guess. And what else you got?
So I have a question.
Sure.
Where is the highest price, living in the proper or living in the mountain?
Well, we live in the mountains.
Yes.
Right? We
Yeah.
live up in Apalong,
Yes.
which is up in the
But
mountain.
before you're living in the proper in Valencia,
Yeah, they're same.
the same price.
Yeah, well, a little bit more, I think, in the proper, but it was a little nicer place too. So you get what you pay for out here. I've been lucky when it comes to rent. Guys, now we have the opportunity to move to a newer house, more bling, cleaner, bigger rooms, and we just said pass. It's not that important that we have fresh and new and all that kind of stuff. We're here until we build you a house.
Yeah.
We're just going to stay here.
Coming soon.
There's no point in spending another $200 or $300 a month, which we could be saving for some house that's just got a little more shine to it. Doesn't matter. I've got a TV set. We've got a computer.
Yes.
We've got a couch.
Yes.
We have a bed. We have a shower with a heater on it.
Yes.
What the hell else do you need?
Yes. It's nice for the simple life. I like.
I like it too.
Simple
I mean,
life.
it just keeps, you know.
Yeah.
I'm watching guys building out here, and it made me take a second look at what we're going to do also. And I see this old school issue that people bring out with them, and I found myself almost getting caught up in it again. Thank God we had the snafu that we did. I think it was ended up being a good thing. Is the keeping up with the Joneses. Yeah, there's people that are building homes, and then there's a guy coming along that needs to build a little bigger, a little brighter, a little more impressive, more lot, more land. And that's a small percentage. I would say maybe of all the people building homes, we'll just call them the 10 percenters. You know, 10% of them are competing with each other. And the rest are just folks like us that just want to eventually build a place, have it free and clear. And then let's do a budget video. When that budget video comes out and we don't have any rent, and it's just all you really need to pay for is a little bit of power, and we don't use a lot of power anyway. Like I said, our power bill was 1,800 pesos last month.
1,000.
It wasn't even $35.
800.
1,800, and that was it. So $30 for power. Water's free up
Yeah,
here.
it's free.
Internet's included in the rent. The rent's
Yeah.
about $350 to $400, depending on the exchange rate. And that's really the biggest impact on my budget or our budget is the exchange rate. So I'm more concerned about that than anything else. And we have not had any hardcore emergencies or medical issues or car crashes or anything like that. Praise God, right? We're so safe and sound
Yes,
and
thank
all
you,
that
Lord.
good
Yeah.
stuff. And so that's kind of the budget video,
Yes.
I reckon. Don't
Yeah.
you think?
So that's it. Thank you, Daddy Paul, for
Sure.
sharing about the helping with me for the
Yeah, yeah.
update for budget video.
May
every
knows
month.
what she wants to say. It's getting the words out.
Yes. And then the people question, oh, why is Paul always talking? Why is me is a little bit the talking? Because of my pronunciation.
You're right.
Yes.
She has an issue with the pronunciation. She knows what she wants to say. But I find myself saying, what, 5 times a day, just because of the way she says a word. And that's okay. It's coming around. And I don't speak the native language, so who am I to talk? All right, kids. We'll see you guys in the next Baby May video. So like, share, and subscribe, and all that happy stuff.
Bye-bye, guys.